It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day to be neighbors. Will you be mine? Will you be mine? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I gotta do this quick. I got about 30 minutes before my daughter gets home and starts making a whole bunch of noise. So as you saw in the title, the title of this video, the DJI Osmo Mobile versus the Genu Smooth Q, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So maybe about a week ago, I posted up a video about my enthusiasm about receiving my DJI Osmo Mobile 2. I've had about a week to compare the Osmo Mobile 2 with the Genu Smooth Q. So if you're still deciding on which one of these to buy, hopefully today's information or today's video will give you enough information to make an informed purchase. So again, while I am a fan of DJI, and I know a lot of you have already clicked thumbs down before I even started speaking, because you think that I troll DJI by spending thousands of dollars on their products and then coming on YouTube to give them bad reviews. That is not true. I only tell the facts. I love DJI products. I've owned 2 or 3 Phantoms, Mavic Air, Mavic Pro, Spark, and now in the Osmo Mobile 2. The thing that I don't like about DJI is the fact that a lot of times they release products to the market without them being fully tested, whether it be through hardware or software, and then you get to do the crowd research and development where they say, here's the product, tell us what's wrong with it. Sometimes that works for guys that get good ones, and sometimes it doesn't for guys that get one that kind of flies away or drops out of the sky. So those are the things I tell you about. While I like DJI, I am not a representative of DJI, and I'm not trying to force you to buy DJI products, even though I have affiliate links to DJI. Again, I'm trying to give you enough information so that you know which one of these is best for you. So with that said, let's get into the, I guess I'm going to say side-by-side review. I probably don't hit on every topic that you've seen online when it comes to full features and specs, but there have been a lot of videos about those when it comes to unboxing and specs of each. iPhone Dude does a lot of great videos if you want to get a full featured review on the Osmo Mobile 2. I'm pretty sure he did one. There's probably a million other YouTubers out there that have done full reviews on this one and this one. I'm just going to touch on some points and give you the pros and cons. I'm going to give you my experience with working with both of these. When I say apples to apples, I used an iPhone for both of these, and that was a surprise because previous reviews I've done with this was using my Galaxy S8 Android phone, and what I found out is that the application for the Smooth Q ZY Play with an iPhone works perfectly. I don't know if there's been an update, but just to test it out, I switched back to the Android phone and opened up ZY Play. There was no update, and it still had all of the bugs and issues that it was experiencing when I did my previous reviews. Similarly, if the software you're running, Go 4, actually it's not Go 4, it's DJI Go, is running on an iPhone, you will have no problems with the Osmo Mobile 2, but if you're running with an Android phone, you will experience similar bugs between platforms that for some reason, I don't know why, but most apps run better on iPhone, if that makes sense. Let's start with the price. Let's say you're going out to buy either one of these right now. The price of the Smooth Q has been competitively dropped to about $99. So that's about Amazon, where you can go and buy these for about $99. I've seen them cheaper on sites like GearBest for about $90. And if you have a coupon code or some kind of discount by, maybe signing up for the first time, you might be able to get this as low as $89. So that is a big deal when it comes to buying this, because this is an excellent product, especially if you're using with an iPhone. The price of the Osmo Mobile 2 right now is $129, and as of the shooting of this video, I checked around to see if it was in stock, and it is still on back order. So if you need one of these right away for a trip or something that's coming up, this is probably going to be a better deal for you because it's available. It's available in 5 colors. It's a very nice gimbal that works, especially if you're using an iPhone, and the cost is less. So what do you get for that $90 versus $129? So the Smooth Q comes with this ukulele style. It's a very nice carrying case. Has a carrying strap with it too. That comes with the cost of the Smooth Q, whereas the DJI Osmo Mobile 2 comes with DJI's DJI branded foam case. I think the Spark shipped in one of these, the Phantom 4 shipping these. Nice case for keeping your Osmo Mobile 2 protected when throwing it in the bag, but if you look at maybe buying another case, I'm pretty sure someone's already released a case right now for it. You're probably going to end up spending anywhere between $10 to $30, whatever it may be. That's going to add to the overall cost of the Osmo Mobile 2. So if you're looking for a gimbal and you only have a budget to spend of about $100, think about whether or not you want a case or accessories. Adding a case to the Osmo Mobile 2 is going to raise the overall cost of it, whereas for $90, you still get, a very nice case with the Smooth Q. So as I said, I work with both Android and iPhone or iOS softwares to see how these work, and I was surprised again to find out that the SmoothQ version of ZY Play worked perfectly. In fact, originally when the SmoothQ was released, one of the downsides was the stepped zoom. What I found out was that the zoom is no longer stepped using the iPhone. It actually is very smooth and very fluid. But again, if you use an Android phone, while it is not a step zoom, and when I say step zoom, that means it took about 4 steps to get from zoomed out to fully zoomed in, you still are able to see very fast micro steps. So instead of taking 4, now it's taking about 20, but you can see the individual steps. If you are using the iPhone, again, it's fluid for both Go 4 and ZY Play for both apps. If you're using an Android, it's stepped for both Go 4, actually I keep saying Go 4, for both DJI Go and ZY Play for both gimbals. Also, when it comes to software, I was surprised to find a few more settings on ZY Play that that gave it a little bit more finesse and detail. There was a little soundbar, microphone soundbar on ZY Play for the Apple device. There was also filters for the video, like you would have on YouTube or Instagram or like Facebook, and the live stream actually worked. On the Android version of that, there is no filters. The live play doesn't work. It's in Chinese, so you don't even know what it means, and there's no microphone bar. I don't know why I'm shocked by this, but for many devices that I've got, the iPhone applications seem to work better. Even when I'm out flying my drones, I tend to use my iPhone because I know the updates have been out first, and I know that the software runs a little bit better with iPhones. They're less likely to crash. Originally, when I was using my Galaxy S8 with some of the drones, it was crashing or disconnecting. That doesn't happen with iPhones, so maybe instead of buying a new Android, I might switch over to the next iPhone because they work better with different devices. So let's go into hardware. So when it comes to hardware, like I said, there are pros and cons to both of these, and I think you should know each before you go out and buy. Let's get into the ZY Play since it's the older one. So the ZY Play has a pro for me. It is the fact that it can swing 360 degrees. And you might ask, why is that a pro? So what happens is when you're recording video, and this will actually be the reason why it's a con on the Osmo Mobile 2, is that you might want to record the subject in front of you and then switch into selfie mode. So the only way to do that is to, on both apps, you cannot switch on the fly from the rear facing camera to the front facing camera. So with the Osmo Mobile 2 being able to swing 180 degrees with that 360 degree rotation, you're able to tap the button 3 times and then have the camera rotate to you and then rotate it back to the subject. So if you're a vlogger, that is a very helpful feature. Another thing you can do is if you're in a crowd and you want to hold this up high, I don't know how to hold it up over my head, and you want to get a 360 degree pan, if you put it in lock mode, all you have to do is hold the directional button and it will rotate 360 degrees. If you don't want to use the actual panoramic feature. But if you just want to run around, or if you're running and you want to let this thing spin around when you're running, again, that 360 degrees comes in very handy. Another thing that is an actual pro, but a big negative about the SmoothQ versus the Osmo Mobile 2 is the fact that when I was filming with this, and MTC Tuki pointed this out, he could see this rear arm, or this rear motor, in the frame of his video. I didn't understand what he was talking about because I had only used this one, but you can definitely see this little piece right here stick out in your frame while you're filming. Now there is a fix for that. The only thing you have to do is probably zoom in a frame or two so that it gets past that. And what it's doing is it's actually using digital stabilization too to keep the frame as still as possible when you're using this, and it's helping with the vertical bounce and the horizontal movement. And you can tell that by when you move the gimbal left or right, you can see that the frame will shift a little bit. That usually happens with all digitally stabilized devices, but you can definitely see it. And I think that image stabilization has that very wide frame, but again, DJI, I think you should have kind of checked before you sent this out, because it will bug the hell out of me to be out filming with this all day and not noticing that little piece of plastic sticking out and then get home and find it in post. The SmoothQ does not have that that problem. The motor is significantly smaller. I don't know if you can see that, and that piece doesn't stick out. No matter how hard I tried, I could not get that to stick out in the frame. So that's a big negative for me, even though I like the Osmo Mobile 2. That one thing right there is a big negative to me. Looking at the devices themselves, I'm thinking that the Osmo Mobile 2 may be able to carry a bigger, heavier cell phone because it does have bigger, more powerful motors. It has a bigger battery. And if you look at the actual clamps themselves, the clamp is significantly larger than the one on the SmoothQ. So that may be a benefit also for using the Osmo Mobile 2 if you have one of these bigger devices like the Pixel XL. I saw Xperia with a 6-inch screen like a phablet, or if you're using using a Galaxy Note 8, this may be the gimbal for you. But if you're using anything like, you know, I don't want to say standard size, but if you're using anything from like a 6S Plus down, this might be the gimbal for you, again, being that it's lower cost. And not this, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this gimbal. The motors are strong, as you may have seen. I've done a modification for this using this with an LX10. The motors in this are very fast and responsive. If you touch the screen while you're working with this, you can almost feel that motor wants to fight you. You'll feel it jerk for a minute, like it'll kind of, I guess, sense the movement and kind of lock or try to fight against you. I don't really experience that with the Smooth Q. When I touch the screen, it's locked in, it's solid. The Osmo Mobile 2 just feels a lot more twitchy when you're playing around with the screen. Not a con, but the motors themselves are able to track a lot faster, which takes me into my next plus for the Osmo Mobile 2. The Osmo Mobile 2 has the ability to do active track with speed and precision. The Osmo Mobile 2, the settings for speed of motors is done on, like, I guess, a very simple, user-friendly, slow, medium, fast, whereas the Jinyu Smooth Q is more, you know, turn it to from 1 to 15 and then play with it until you get it to the way that you like. On the Osmo Mobile 2, because if I want to do action, I can just hit fast and it's going to be fast. Medium is going to be for average stuff, and then if I'm out doing just some slow walks, I want to put it in slow. With this one, it's actually labor to go in and kind of change that on the fly all the time. So that is an advantage of the Osmo Mobile 2 over the Smooth Q. I guess when it comes down to what you want to do with both of these, the Smooth Q itself, if you don't have a lot of DJI products, it's probably going to be a better investment because of the cost and its capability. And I'm assuming that Jinyu has updated the ZY Play for Android, for iPhone, so maybe there'll be an update for Android down the line. For you guys like myself who have invested in DJI and have like a lot of DJI products, it's sort of like having an iPhone and then having, you know, an iPad and then having an iTV or Apple TV. You're kind of bought into that ecosystem, so this may be the one for you, just to keep all of your stuff together. You know where to go to get support. You got the, you know, if you're on DJI support, it tells you all of the devices that you own, so people are able to help you out. It'll tell you, like, when you go to DJI support, it gives you a little icon for everything that you've uploaded or everything that you've, I guess, activated on the on your DJI account. So mine has like 4 drones, a set of goggles, and this. So this may be the one for you if you want the latest greatest. So maybe they'll come up with new features that you're able to use with do different things with the Osmo Mobile 2. Not sure. So all you guys that have already had the Osmo Mobile, if you've seen any additions or features to that, maybe you can kind of help me out to let me know if it's anything on the horizon or promising about owning this over this. But again, I give you the honest information that I have using both devices with Apple to keep it apples to apples. The Smooth Q right now is still a winner in my opinion. I love the Osmo Mobile 2. I love the look of it. I love the ergonomics of it. There are things that I like about it, and being that I'm right-handed, the zoom button doesn't really, you know, hurt me or affect me and when I go to use it. So I am happy with buying this, and I'm still happy with giving this away because it is an older gimbal, and you know, I want to kind of hand off tech that I don't use anymore to someone who may want it, some other content creator. And I'll be doing that, by the way, probably by the end of February. So again, on the previous video about the Osmo Mobile, I said I would give this away. So go watch that video, leave a comment below, and I'll pick somebody from that around the end of February. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the vlog. I actually took that $1,000 I got back from the Mavic Air and I bought something cool. So if you want to see what that is, please stay tuned for the next video. I will talk to you later. Bye.